Hello, Perspective. Today, I wanted to talk about a book I had to read in school as a senior. I wasn't terribly excited to read this book at first, but having read it, I feel like I understand the world a little better. So, the book is called A Day in the Life of Ivan, some random Russian name I have no idea how to pronounce. And the book talks about Ivan and his story. And the whole book takes place in one literal day, but the entire book, the whole point is it's not any special day. It's just a regular run of the mill kind of day, like a day that would be any other. The only special thing about that particular day was that the author bothered to write it down, right? So it starts off and it's at 4 in the morning. They have to get up and be counted, and they count you because they want to make sure no one's escaped or dead or anything like that. And the whole book takes place in Russia, in the really really cold part of Russia, like freezing cold. So they're there and they get counted every morning, and after they're counted, they get pushed outside and they go and they get breakfast, they get their equipment, they go off to work, and Ivan is a mortar layer. He makes the brick walls, right? And they get assigned their place and they're working there, and he takes pride in his work, right? He's happy. Well, he's not happy because he's a prisoner of war, but he makes sure that he does good work because he might not be able to actually use this building, he might never actually be warm in this building, but he feels pride that he built it. And because he built it, it's like his own little act of defiance is, you might make me make this building, I'm going to make it the best building I can, right? And the building, they're working on it, and mortar, and they take felt and they cover up windows because it's freezing outside, it's below freezing by a lot. They go and they eat lunch, and he delivers lunch to the commandant. He talks about Baptists, and I just want to take this quick little pause on the movie and talk about Baptists. I don't know why I made a hashtag sign for pause. We'll get to that. Actually, I don't think I'm ever going to do that again, so forget it happened. Anyways, the Baptists were the Christians in the camp, and they had joy working in the camp. And Ivan talks to them one day and he says, "Why are you happy? You have nothing to be happy about." And so he says, "Well, see, our God is sovereign, and if he wants us here, then we're going to work hard and make sure we do everything good for him." So the Baptists have found joy in the fact that even though their life sucks, they're prisoners of war in the camp. Well, and they're not even prisoners of war, they're just political prisoners. They're in this camp and they're forced to work every day, and yet they're happy to do it because they are doing it for their God. And Ivan wonders about that, and he says to himself, I don't have anything like that to work for. So it's a very interesting book, and I highly recommend it to anyone. It's about 150 pages-ish. I mean, you could read it in probably a couple hours. The book ends when Ivan goes to sleep that night, and like I said earlier, it's a completely unspectacular day. It's just your ordinary, average day. Nothing happens to make it spectacular or significant, so some people might interpret that to mean that it's a boring day. But really, it's the most important day ever because the author wrote it down. And the thing is, it's not an important day at all. So what I walked away with is, see, the author chose Ivan. And Ivan in Russia is our equivalent as John. So it's like he's talking about John Doe. There is no John Doe. Everyone could easily be called John, right? Doesn't matter because names aren't that significant. So really, the book was designed to give us a kind of understanding of what it was like for every man every day in the work camps. Not the boss, not the new guy, just the ordinary, average Ivan. So that's what the book's about. So, comment down in the comments what I should talk about next. And, well, don't do drugs, stay in school, don't eat roadkill. Cheers!